Welcome. This is Barry Jones from Angelic Wisdom, and we're here for our weekly Ascension Angel Messages for May 19th through the 25th, 2025. So I'd like to begin by just thanking everyone who returns to this weekly series, and to also welcome anyone who might be new to our Angelic Wisdom community. If you haven't done so already, please take a moment to subscribe, select the all notification bell, of course, like, and then leave your comments. If you'd like to get an angel reading with me, you can go to my current website, theangelschool.com/services. Also, if you may just need to be aware that my availability office hours will be on Saturdays after 2 p.m. So just be aware of that for now. And during the summer, that there may be more availability. Also, there may be some opportunities in the evenings after 5, but I'll have to let you know as that might be open and when and where that might be open. Okay, so also if you'd like to support my channel with a donation, you can also select my PayPal me link for Angelic Wisdom LLC. Last week's video, I mentioned that one of my mentors and a teacher that I studied with in medical intuition has started a YouTube channel, and every Sunday at 7 p.m. She is doing free healing, and I found it really beneficial for me in terms of my energy. When I think whenever we're all experiencing, when you're talking to people and they're all experiencing similar symptoms, to me, that's a sign that that's on a spiritual level, and that's where we, something that we're all dealing with. So those are most likely ascension symptoms. And, this might be really helpful in alleviating them, especially what I've been experiencing myself and hearing from other people, is a lot of exhaustion and and maybe having trouble with your sleep and some other things. So just be aware of that. And then I guess like the things that are for you, that like if you're experiencing certain things and you don't find that others are having that similar experience, then that might be something you want to get checked. But when it's just something that you just notice, I'm noticing with the Ascension symptoms that there are things that just are unusual, not a part of my normal symptoms, but they've been going on for a while now, since we've been going through all of these energetic changes. Another thing I want to share with you as well, Dino Cooper was talking about this, as many of us are now accessing sixth dimensional and seventh dimensional frequencies. And so this is causing everyone to sort of plug into us, right? And so what she suggested was filling your aura with gold light, and then asking your guardian dragon to protect it. And I have noticed a huge difference and feeling less drained in my interactions with others. So that is just two things I wanted to share with you. because I know if it's been hitting me hard too, it's hitting everyone as hard. And it's not about what we're doing wrong or not doing right. It's really that the frequencies are just different, and the more elevated they become, the more that it pushes more of the stuff, um, not only in a personal level, but collectively, it's pushing all of it to the surface, because ultimately, these higher frequencies bring about more and more transparency. So the higher the frequencies, the more transparency that there will be. So it's almost as if it's almost like the Garden of Eden, when they realized that their eyes were open, and they realized they were naked. In this sense, um, the true self was revealed. So be aware of that. That we may not like what we see in ourselves and others, but it's a part of us. Um, we need to learn how to embrace it in first, um, and then we'll be able to heal what actually needs to be healed. Some aspects of us, of ourselves, are there and they're serving a purpose, and we have a lot of patience with our process, our ascension process, because if we were to try to get rid of those things, they are actually, again, this, don't think about things as a setback, but a set up for something extraordinary. And it will be either for you, or in most cases, um, what we experience is really a contribution to everyone else around us, even if it doesn't seem pretty. But we are stimulating one another, and it's frustrating in our human experience. But as we open up to our own journey and fully accept that journey, you would have or will discover that everything happened for a reason. And it's one of the reasons why we don't want to, just hold on to feelings of shame and guilt. It's not to say that we shouldn't be accountable or responsible, but just know that, when we make a mistake, we need to do the next best thing to, in our awakened state, right? Or our enlightened state, do the next best thing to bring balance to whatever it is that we've done. But you can't do that while feeling guilty or ashamed. But you can only really do that by really truly understanding, right? What and learning from what you did, and then sharing that knowledge with others. That's the piece. That's the piece that um, allows for healing to take place. And that's the extraordinary gift we can offer through our own life experiences to others. That's the way we give back. So, all that's going on in the world right now, try to seek to understand in order with the goal of learning. And whatever you've learned, use that knowledge to heal, to help others heal. You won't do the healing, but in sharing the knowledge, you facilitate the healing. So healing is something that we really facilitate. It's not something we do. We're not the ones who can do, make others heal or not, but we can facilitate that process. Okay. So let's take a moment to, before we begin, also make sure if you haven't checked out the monthly Ascension Angel Messages for May, that will be the first link that you will find in the description area of the video, as well as the link to Kim's YouTube channel and all of the other things that I've mentioned, my website, etc. So let's go ahead now and take a deep breath. And really center ourselves in our hearts. And sense or feel the beautiful light at the center of your heart. And just allow it to expand and open up to you and your reality, all of your hopes and dreams. Just feel the stream of light, consciousness, and love, just seeking expression, almost like a river that's just flowing effortlessly. And just being aware of the signs or any signs that you experience in this moment, and or pray to be made aware of those signs, those guideposts along the way, as you just allow yourself to flow in this experience of your own divine nature of expression. And just allow yourself to feel nurtured in this flow of your own divine nature and expression. Feel it expanding. Feel it as limitless power. And in this moment, allow yourself to completely align with it in every way that is right for you. It is infinite, but you have clear choice within all of it to create where you want to go as you are going with this general flow. You don't have to accept all of it, but just know that it's all there for you. And trust and be aware of the enormous love that the universe has for you. That your true state, as they write, is joyous. And as it is so, they write that you are completely safe at all times, no matter what the appearance of the situation seems to be to you in that moment. When I see a mushroom, it always is a symbol for me of the Fae, the fairies. And just be aware that at this time, they are helping you to heal, and they're also helping you to build the realities, the things that you're trying to manifest. So remember that you can call and work with them and know that they're just already working with you. And I'm seeing sort of the stem of the mushroom. So it's giving me a sense of that we need to really pay attention to our connections to the earth and to our bodies. There's definitely a call for more immediate nurturing, to take more time, so that it may feel like you need to rush and that you're on this conveyor belt and it's sort of pushing you faster than you would like to go. But you can always just slow yourself down, even if you're still on that conveyor belt. You can slow your own, I don't know how to say this, but to slow the rate of your heart down, to slow the rate of your speed down within yourself, to be more intentional in this motion. Remember that choice is always yours. So, no matter how quickly things seem like they're going or how slowly they're going, you can always be deliberately and intentional about the experience itself. It's up to you to choose how deeply you want to be engaged or not. And those are some aspects of this that you want to really pay attention to. That in all experiences, it's about how much we fully want to show up and be present. And so sometimes there's a lot of things going on, and then it just seems like it's all out of control and kind of just moving at these random speeds, or just a general sense of randomness. But your intentionality is key in all of this. And your self expression and how you choose to express yourself, that is all something that you can, really give yourself in the ways that are comfortable for you, that feel right for you, and that also feel safe for you. I just want to take a moment to see. So there's kind of showing me a door that is, the door is closed, but it feels like a huge door, and a lot of people are sort of crowded in front of this door. The sense I get about this door, this golden door, is that it wants to open. And I feel like this is a collective message that we are all wanting this golden door to open. And I'm not quite sure what that means right now, the golden door, but it feels like it's a collective decision that we have to make, a collective choice that we all have to make together. And it's not like we can just talk to everyone and get it, but just know that this golden door that will open and is ready to open, that we're all sort of getting in that readiness to really accept what's beyond that. It feels like we're inside of this cave that, and when we open that door, one of the things is going to be just so much, a flood of light will sort of come in, and everyone will rush to go out into that light, into that new experience or paradigm. But somehow, right now, we're all a little bit afraid of leaving behind what has been so familiar to us. And it's not about whether or not it's been painful and on the other side it's just going to be total happiness and joy. It's not about that. But it is about a great shift that we're all going to experience. And it may hold us more accountable, and we'll have more transparency. With that transparency, we'll automatically be more accountable and have to be accountable, and we'll have to work harder at being responsible um, to what is so clearly visible to us. In where we are now, it's almost like we couldn't see things very clearly, and we were just stuck in blaming one another for everything that's going on, that's not working out, that's not going right. And when that door opens, we all have a sense that that will stop. And but I think from this point of view, we're feeling as though we won't be ready enough. We're feeling as though we won't be able to live up to that which will be accepted and expected in that new paradigm. And so we're all kind of hesitating a little bit. And at the same time, we're all rushing towards it, that golden door, but we're at the same time hesitating to open it. And it's very crowded. This is like being inside of a huge cave. And it feels as though we've been in it for eons of time, journeying through this cave and in the dark, and really going through, a long internal period of self-realizations and discoveries. And now, and this being in this darkness has been like being in the womb. We've been preparing for this rebirth, this liberation of ourselves, and as a collective, humanity, the collective consciousness and humanity itself, and our world, and all the ways that we're going to be able to live in it anew with new structures and new guidelines. So let us not be afraid. We're prepared already. We're always ready for what's to come. And this is why we don't need to hold on to anything, because the struggles that we have experienced, those are the things that have prepared us for to accept the incredible light that our very challenging journey has provided us with countless wisdom. All right, so let's take a look at the archangel that we're working with for this week. It's been a while. So this is Archangel Gersisa, and it says, create a solid spiritual foundation. Be in service to the planet. So we see this sort of, her aura is sort of, as you can see there, sort of whitish gray. And you see sort of this sort of Stonehenge um, figure that's in front of her. So her colors are gray and white. And her etheric retreat is in Hollow Earth, where she works with beings there to hold the Lemurian wisdom, according to Diana Cooper. So this is very interesting. I mean, my personal experiences with her is it's been one that was a little unexpected in the ways that I've worked with her, but it's when a great shift is really about to come. So let me just tune in to her energy for a minute. And I'm sort of sitting in the front of this, and she's writing about the planet. So I'm sitting in the cockpit of the airplane, which means for me that something is about to launch. And she's really given me a sense that she's helping us to set up for the launch of the new golden age, the new golden future. That's really, we're right on the precipice of it. Anytime that this major shift that's going to happen on the planet, and we're about to start to really move into that paradigm. We've been in this, since 2012 to 2032. We're been in a 20-year double dimensional shift, and we're a little over the halfway mark um, in terms of reaching there. So it's like 7 years from now. And it's really given us a sense that we're going to start to really see um, in this year, perhaps, those planetary shifts. Um, she's writing the word presentations. So I get a sense that we're going to see something's going to start to be presented to us. And I get a feeling that they're not going to be as easy for us to embrace right away, because we are so attached to these things that are already in place. But what's going to be really important is for us to be able to let go of those things. And you might experience this a little bit in your personal life, but it's definitely something on the collective. She just showed me this, like, standing in a body of water, up to our necks. All right. But, the thing about it is that we're still able to breathe, right? Our heads are still above the water, even though we're focused on that. We're sort of in it up to our necks, right? But we just really have to focus on what's above that surface of that feeling, that emotional impact. So perhaps this is going to be something that is an emotional shift that's going to take place in this year. How that will happen, I'm not quite sure. But it's something that we need to be aware of right now, of our emotions. And, she wrote the word safe. So we just have to remind ourselves when our emotions really seem like we're about to drown in our emotions, um, that we need to really remind ourselves. And she keeps writing opera. And this could have a couple of things. The first thing when I saw it, I thought about music, right? The arts. Um, and as a way of helping us to channel um, our emotions in a creative way, so that we just don't just get sort of revved up in the anxiety of, overwhelm, but that we do things that will help us to process emotions, emotional overwhelm. Now, for opera, there's always a plot, right? A drama. Uh, and so perhaps this week may, in this time period that we're going to enter, that shift might create a lot of emotional drama. So we need to be prepared for that. And we need to be prepared to deal with it in through some type of creative or artistic expression. So really, um, don't let things just overwhelm you. Don't escalate them by reacting to them, but think about ways that you can come up with creative solutions to respond to these things, right? So we really need to respond with our truth. We need to respond with the most utmost integrity and transparency. And there's a freedom in that, because when we learn to respond with integrity and total transparency, total honesty, we liberate ourselves. And then we are left to deal with what is. But when you know that you've been as honest as you can, right? And um, that you're being authentic and truthful, how others may respond to that or react to that, you cannot take responsibility for that. You can't get upset with them, but you can't take further responsibility. It's up to others um, to figure out how they are going to respond to the truth when they hear it. Once you've given people the truth, their reaction to it is now their responsibility. If they don't like it, that's on them. If they can't deal with the truth, that's also on them. But you have to, from the heart, you know, be sincere. I'm not talking about the kind where we lashing out with the truth. I'm talking about from the heart being sincere. If we do that, then you will have delivered your truth in a way that they should be able to receive it, but it's not up to you to get them to do so. If it doesn't come from the heart, then you haven't delivered in a way that they can hear it or need to. And therefore, you're going to create more drama for yourself that now you're a part of it, right? Because you didn't listen to your heart. But when you do, you will deliver it in a way that is pure, that is transparent, and there's nothing that can be done beyond that. And I think that's where we all need to be brave now, have courage to really be sincere in our and how we deliver truth, how we respond to truth when we hear it sincerely offered, so as not to re-engage drama and or ego, because this is the way to end that cycle of karma, cause and effect, retribution. Just trust who you are. Okay, let's take a look. And this is one of the ways I think that we can really be in service of the planet, is with our integrity, our transparency, and honesty. Sincere, heartfelt expression. Let's take a look at the cards for this week, and it was also again right to left. So these are times for us to really focus internally. So this is the Empress, I think it. Yes, this is the Empress, and we're really talking about in the beginning with that meditation, nurturing ourselves. So this is in this creative expression. These are the keywords that come up for me with the Empress. It's definitely a time of that rebirth, like so that era, that like the golden doors opening. It's a time to really nurture ourselves, and she's associated with the planet Venus, so that gives us a sense of cosmic love, and really opening up our hearts, being true to ourselves, giving birth to our purpose, giving birth to something authentic and true, getting back in touch with our inner nature. And I like how, you know, it looks like she's wearing a fur coat, but it's really like the flowers, this type of botanical, because this deck is all botanicals. And she's, and this card has this dark, it's almost like reminds of that scene in the cave, right? So, and one eye is covered and its one eye is looking sort of in the future direction, right? So like it's looking at this next card. So we'll take a look at this next card when we get there. But it feels like we're ready, getting ready to give birth, ready to come out of our shells in some way, right? We're preparing for something. We're looking ahead. She looks like she's in deep thought. And here we have the four. Yeah, the Four of Wands. Okay. And this card kind of reminds us of the typical of the Four of Cups or the Four of Swords, doesn't it? But typically, this is a card where we see a celebration of some sort about to take place. And it's that celebration in the sense that um, we've had some preceding arrival of something new, right? Like in the usually the card before we see the ship, and it looks like he's waiting for a shipment to come in, and it looks like it's promising, and so that vision is about to be fulfilled. And now one can take that moment to sort of celebrate, um, you know, this new opportunity that's just come into our lives. So here, but it's a mixture of faces. There is a sense of contentment on her face, and just really sitting there and enjoying what she has, what has been established. So we have this very, with the number four, we have this sense of stability here. So the time that's coming ahead seems to bring some stability. I don't know why I'm just saying the word strategy. So around when I said stability, and I'm seeing the word expression as well. So you might want to really think about how you can maintain, this contentment, to really remain in this period where you just really need to be focused on gratitude and appreciation. You've just accomplished something. Um, at this point, it's something that's um, I would say, because of the numbers here, it's something that is just at the beginning stages, right? And so this is something that you want to take the time to really acknowledge what you've received and really be grateful for it. This is kind of that idea of no matter how small or great, it might be? What is it that you have been working towards? And it's also interesting because we have the number three, which is, here, although this is from the major arcana, but then it highlights that the threes, that in this lineup, where what is it? It's something major, right? That has just taken place for you. Something major in sense of yourself. Something in yourself has shifted. Something in yourself has opened up in some way, was ready to open up, and you feel it. Now, don't let anything distract you, because sometimes when we just have this amazing breakthrough of opportunities in our life, something else will happen to almost make you want to shut down, make you totally fearful, and just sort of sucks the life out of the 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 party, right? You're celebrating, and then it's all of a sudden like you get this bad news. So how do you, and I just saw the word support. All right, one, make sure that you have the support around you that you need. But I feel like this is sort of a choice point when when you have two extremes happening, like you have something really amazing to celebrate, and then now something unexpected just is sort of, they're sitting there just siphoning out all the life and vitality and the joy and the happiness that you're able to feel, and it leaves you sort of in a emotional limbo. So, you know don't make your choice to live your life, right? Don't live for those things that sort of seemingly um, are a threat to all of that. Despite what that might be, don't give that power. Keep giving power to where life is flowing and glowing, and where it's feeding you, and keep your attention there. And I just feel like it's gonna work out. So it's not something to really. Okay, I believe this is the death card. So number 13, which also equals to 4. So this is definitely something that needs to move on, and something that you need to let go of. If that thing that keeps coming back to always suck the life out of the party, right? If that thing is very familiar to you, then that is the thing, and the things that keep bringing that thing into your life, that's the thing that you need to surrender. That is what is actually transitioning from your life. And that's the one thing that's holding you and everyone collectively from like pushing that golden door open, and then really embracing um, living beyond the journey that we've known. So think about all the ways that you can surrender the past, and those triggers of the past, despite them, that you can start step by step opening that door, opening up yourself um, to these really wonderful opportunities that are unfolding in your life. So it's interesting because when I'm remembering about my experience with Archangel Gersisa, which was a little contrary to what Diana Cooper gave meaning to her, is that it, like when I worked with her, um, a new opportunity would kind of was coming into my life, and sort of moving me beyond those things that usually would worry me, or my concerns, and it would just set this new thing up. So this is very interesting indeed. All right, let's take a look at the card that I already pulled from the bottom of the deck. And this is the Ace of Pentacles. Let me just make sure I can see that number. Okay. Yes, it's one, Roman number one. So it's the Ace of Pentacles. And that just confirms, new opportunities. There's a new opportunity that might bring financial stability, might bring more stability in your home life or in your family life. Okay, but it definitely is. It probably is something centered around, um, these areas of finances, work, or your home life. So focus on what opportunities are coming to you right now. That emotional thing that comes up every time something better happens for you, let that go. Trust that you can let that go, that you don't need that spoiler, you know, to come and just disrupt the good times in your life. You don't need it anymore in order to move forward. You don't need it to come in and create doubt in yourself and in the world. You can have hope. You can believe that good things are coming to you and that finally you deserve them. That's the last piece. Know that you deserve them. Just be you. Be yourself in the most sincere way, and you'll be able to let that go to the point that you don't have to expect it. And it doesn't need to show up either. So I send you lots of love and angel blessings, and have an incredible week. God bless.